The next time you phone your bank to buy a stock, European law says that call has to be recorded, and the recording kept for 5 years. Sometimes 7, if a regulator asks. That one rule is a tiny piece of a giant rulebook most people outside finance have never heard of, and it quietly shapes almost every trade in Europe. So what is it, and why does it reach all the way to your phone call? It is called MiFID II, the Markets and Financial Instruments Directive, 2nd edition. It went live on the 3rd of January 2018, after a 1-year delay just to get the IT systems ready. So let me break this down from first principles. Strip away the thousands of pages, and the whole thing is built to answer one question. How do you make a financial market that an ordinary person can actually trust? To see why it exists, rewind to the 2008 financial crisis. It exposed how opaque the markets really were. People were sold products they did not understand, trades happened in the dark, and regulators could not see what was building up. MiFID II was part of the cleanup, sitting alongside the new capital and derivatives rules with one mission: drag the markets into the light and put the investor first. Here is the clever part of the design. Everything in MiFID II splits into 2 jobs. Job 1, protect the investor, the person handing over their money. Job 2, make the market transparent, so prices, costs, and trades are out in the open for everyone, including the supervisor. Once you see those 2 buckets, the entire rulebook stops being random and starts to make sense. So what does protecting the investor actually look like? Promise 1 is best execution. When your firm handles your order, it cannot just dump it anywhere convenient. It has to take all sufficient steps to get you the best possible result, weighing price, costs, speed, and the chance the trade actually completes. Not a guarantee on every single trade, but a system built to consistently work in your favor. Promise 2 is suitability. Before a firm gives you advice or manages your money, it has to understand you, your knowledge, your finances, and how much risk you can stomach. A complex, high-risk product cannot be pushed onto someone who clearly should not hold it. For simpler do-it-yourself trades, the bar is lower, called appropriateness. But the principle holds. The product has to fit the person. Promise 3 is product governance. The firm that builds a financial product and the firm that sells it must agree, in advance, exactly who it is for. That is the target market. A risky structured note is designed for experienced investors, not for someone's grandparent looking for a safe place to park savings. The guardrail is set before the product ever reaches you. Now flip to the second bucket, exposing the market. Promise 4 is transaction reporting. After firms trade, they must send complete, accurate details to the regulator quickly, no later than the close of the next working day. This is the supervisor's radar. It lets them spot manipulation and see risk piling up, which is exactly what they were blind to back in 2008. Promises 5 and 6 are the paper trail. 1. That call recording from the start. Conversations meant to lead to a trade get recorded and stored. 2. Research unbundling, which forced banks to charge for investment research separately from trading, so hidden incentives could not steer your money. That last one has since been softened, most broadly by Europe's 2024 Listing Act, but the transparency instinct behind it is pure MiFID II. Now here is why this matters for anyone working in banking and AI today. MiFID II was written before the AI boom, but artificial intelligence is now landing right on top of it. A robo-advisor that recommends a portfolio still has to pass that same suitability test, no exceptions for being a machine. Algorithmic trading carries its own strict controls, including kill switches under a standard called RTS-6. And those millions of recorded calls? Firms increasingly use AI to scan them for misconduct. The old rulebook, meet the new engine. So who actually enforces all this? At the European level, a body called ESMA writes the detailed guidelines and keeps the rules consistent across countries. But the knock on your door comes from your national supervisor, like BaFin in Germany. ESMA sets the standard, your home regulator holds you to it. Same playbook everywhere, a local referee. So if you remember one thing, make it this. Every clause in MiFID II, however dense, traces back to a single idea. Make the market trustworthy for the person whose money is on the line. Sort any rule into protect the investor or expose the market, and the whole giant thing snaps into focus. I turned this into a one-page map of the 6 core duties, and it is free in the newsletter. If this finally made MiFID II click for you, subscribe. and I will keep turning the rulebook for AI and banking into something you can actually use, one topic at a time.